All right, yo guys, it's your boy Burrito back again, the number one CDL ESPN analyst slash content creator. And I wanted to do a little bit of a strategical video today, not going over whole maps, but going over points in all four of the rewind matches that Optic played. So Optic played rewind in 4 out of 5 of their series. The only series they didn't play it in was their first one against 5 years, but every other team played them on rewind because they couldn't play them on Skyline, and Optic would ban red card, and no one wanted to play them on Hossy, so they got bullied into like freaking rewind every single time. So I'm gonna show you the main reason why I think Optic went undefeated on this map, and I'm surprised after like the first game and the second game, Miami and Vancouver were not able to put together a game plan to figure it out. I think LA Thieves came the closest to winning. I forgot. I have to look at the scores, obviously. But the main thing, so I'm going to pull up this tweet right here. So no team has been able to deal with Optic on rewind hardpoint. Teams haven't figured out that controlling the P2s and the P4s would be their kryptonite. But the catch is you have to do it all game, which seems unsustainable. Which it actually is, to do it all game, but it's not really if you're really putting emphasis onto it, which a lot of teams did not. Teams sometimes dealt with them once, thought it was enough, and then there's already another person trying again. Even if they didn't succeed the first time, over and over, Shotzi and Hook kept hitting the routes until they got control of the spawns. Players weren't expecting it / couldn't handle it, and I'm also going to add, couldn't keep track of it. Happened in pretty much every P4, also happened on P2s, as we're going to show you. And sometimes they'd even just be a distraction on the P5 slides, slay through the front of P3, collapse and flip, and that's meant for like P3 going into P4. So basically, I want to show you the main importance of Optic's rewind hardpoint. It's one side of the map that is very extremely important to them, that over and over again they keep finding success on, and no team was able to figure it out. I expected, honestly, Miami out of all teams. Like, Miami was the one team that actually did their homework on Optic, and it showed in the Skyline hardpoint, which will be another breakdown sometime this week. I have a lot of videos in the queue, so I mean, you guys are going to be locked and loaded on that. But Miami actually had a game plan on that map. But on this map, seems like teams didn't have a game plan. I'm even going to use green for Optic, even though these colors are fucked. But this P5 side is the most important side on this map for Optic's success, because this was their key to unlocking P2 and their key to unlocking P4, because on P1, just flood this, flank this over and over again, and the second you get past a certain point, they start spawning out. And then on the P3s, like especially when the hill was on P3 going into P4, and they would just have them spawning there, they would always take routes there. First guy would die maybe if he does, or he just finds success. But immediately, it would just be Shotzi and Hook over and over again, and all Merc and Dashu were doing is just on the street, Hook and Shotzi over and over again until they found success, and then they would actually, exactly like the tweet said, the second a guy would get back, then the rest of them would just flood. Like, this is why Merc was so much of a better option than Kenny and Skies, is because he's just so aggressive and so skilled that like he would find so much success just hitting the hill from the front and getting kills, while a lot of the other slow ARs that we talk about would probably not find as much success. But he's super aggressive, super quick, knows how to finesse, so him just finding success and just being able to get a kill or even two, like depending on like the situation, really helped as these guys were taking like the routes on like the street. And I'm going to show you multiple examples here from all 4 games of Optic finding success on the P2s and the P4. So this may be a long video. That's why I'm not reviewing the whole map. I'm just reviewing like the P2s and the P4s. So you guys could actually like see how they like found success down this side. This side was super important. And I'm surprised, like, especially going into like the Miami game, if they knew they were playing it, how they didn't like watch and just see over and over. If you just controlled this side, LA Thieves came the closest, but they just didn't keep track of it sometimes, and that's why like they lost out on like a P4, which we'll get into. So yeah, that's a little bit of the introduction. So let's get into these examples. And dude, I could have this game plan ready if I was like there, like, bro, like this is what we have to do. Like we could actually beat them. Like let's like trick them into playing rewind hardpoint. Let's just fucking pull this shit out and it's over. But yeah, let's get into it. So this first example is the very first P1 on rewind against Cloud9, and I mean this is just like a bad play from Cloud9. Like they basically just like allowed this to happen, which is like really bad on their part. Very sloppy gameplay. Don't know why the gameplay's sloppy at the end of the year, but it is what it is. I mean, these teams sometimes, I don't know, man. These teams sometimes, I mean, all you gotta do is play a little bit disciplined and you could actually pretty much like OpTic's not unbeatable. Okay, like let's get they're a really good team. They're an S tier team now. I am gonna say that they are an S tier team, but they're not unbeatable. Like if you just use some teamwork and play disciplined COD, you could pretty much beat them on hardpoint, especially on this map. And Cloud9 could have got off to a great start and held them in a spawn trap, but they just lack like the discipline like to do so. So you're gonna see right off the break, Cloud9 actually get all these kills. Like they get all these kills. Like they're actually doing a great job. Like they get all these kills, and then they even get Shotzi. So now they got 4 down, and they got OpTic's spawning here. So they kind of should know from where they are, the amount of people that they have, and they're not like on this side yet, that OpTic could get these spawns. But something I don't understand is what Spart's doing. So this is a common spawn on the P1, is like this spawn, you know, that spawn. So I mean, it's not like right there, but it's right there. So like on P1, if you spawn on this side, you either spawn here, you spawn there. On this one, you either spawn here, you spawn on that side. So it's like basically like that. So when you're occupying like majority of your arrows on this side, then that means they're going to spawn on this side. And Spart knows that. But something I would not want to do is overextend and push through, because then once he pushes right here, which you're going to see, he's blocking any chance for OpTic to spawn there, which means the flips are going to start happening. And if anyone recognize, like if Spart just calls out, hey, I'm pushing this, someone has to run back and block. If a person's blocking this, then OpTic's still going to get these spawns. But obviously this is like the first match, so Cloud9 doesn't really know what OpTic's capable of on this map. But I mean, if you played him in scrims in other matches, I'm sure OpTic was doing this in other matches as well, but a lot more emphasis on EWC. Yeah, you're just gonna see how they take control like this P5 side. So gonna play it through. Might be Gwyn. No, it's actually crap. Yeah, 3. So like Spart now pushes up so far, and they have no one blocking. All 4 of them now pushed up. And if anyone knows anything about Black Ops 6, when like you push up and you leave an occupied side spawn, then the other team's gonna spawn there. Even if you think that they wouldn't, they would, because he's essentially blocking this. Like they're putting too much pressure on this front side, so it's going to force a spawn out. That's just the way Black Ops 6 works. All someone had to do is like run back and block, but either way, I don't think he needs to even like go this far, to be honest. I think after they got these kills, they should have tried to take control of the P5 side, because OpTic's been doing this for like forever. And just like, honestly, if you have the side spawn, just keep them spawning on the street. Like make them, if anything, have to go from here all the way around, or just make them try to go down the street. But then you'd have to actually deal with Merc and Dashy, which might be sort of a complication because they're just extremely good shooters. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. So you're gonna see he pushes up here, and then there's already a spawn out. But now you're gonna see, and it's like so easy for them. Like this happened like so quickly. So first Hook dies. Okay, like so Hook dies. Take a look at immediately the next number 5 already gone. Look, like next number 5 is already there. And then obviously like they flip like the spawns, but then you're gonna see this. So like they get that kill. Hook goes back. He's playing for this. Gets the kill. And now gets that one, and they already have it. But all that was like honestly partly Cloud9 just being very sloppy on that side. But the whole emphasis of this video, you're gonna see a lot more examples of just like this P5 side. and it just leads to now Optic getting like full control of the hill. And last thing you want is Optic to get control of this P2. I swear, I wish I had percentages, but their holds on this P2 are pretty much like dominant. Like they probably held, I don't even want to know the number, but their success rate on holding this hill and the percentage of time that they got on this hill has to be, no, the amount of time they got this hill when they got control of it first is probably even more astronomical, but they did actually have some good breaks on it as well. So that's just like a small example, number one. Optic also, when they are thinking about this P5 side, and it's not only this P5 side, but I'm also going to count this inside area as well because they do take routes. Like just this half of the map in general is usually like this whole area, like these routes from here and there, like these routes, like these 3 routes, like this side of the map, like they love this side of the map. So even on P2, like near the end of P2, after they're done just soaking the hill like so well, like they always do, they're already thinking about it all the time. And in this scenario, he did get a spawn on like the P5 side 18-wheeler, but you're going to see in multiple examples in multiple different games, they even are playing for it off of the P2 already, like already thinking ahead. They start pushing up on this side, and the team spawning out here on P3. Team on P3 thinks, okay, we're pretty good, but like we got this spawn, so it means they're gonna be pushing through, and they're already having to backtrack and look back, and it just like takes emphasis away from here, and that's when a collapse could come in because now they have to focus on the front and the back. So I'm just gonna point out this example. So like, who gets this 18-wheeler spawn, and he's like, there's 25 seconds on P2, but I'm just gonna trust my teammates, like 3 of them over there. I'm gonna start already controlling this side, and you're gonna see exactly what I mean from like the tweet of the second one person does not succeed, there's already another person. So you're gonna see Hook already over there. Everyone's searching for him. 2 and 3 are completely out of like the play. Granted, I mean Optic already got the rest of that time anyway, but they're already at the play. They're looking for him. Take a look at Shotzzy now. Like runs right through. Looks like he gets this kill. Already goes right through. Fucking 2's already tweaking. Look, he's like already finds the gap right through. They're looking for him. He's already through. They don't even know, and you're gonna see how Shotzzy actually wins the spawns for his team, and you can see like number 5's already there helping him. It's like a 2-man. Like this is like the SMG chemistry that like a lot of teams like don't have, like Atlanta FaZe. Everything else comes back to that. Honestly, even LA Thieves like don't even have like SMG chemistry like this, but yeah, you can just see right here. So like Shotzzy's through, 3's like kind of like searching. They got this guy. They don't even expect Shotzzy to be there because he slipped through. But now look, lead number 1's like trying to find him because he knows there's another person back there. You got pinned into a corner, and Shotzzy gets that kill. And now like they literally get the spawns, and you're gonna see like they basically hold the side spawns pretty much the whole time. And then like they get half of this time, and then I think Cloud9 like flows the side, they end up getting it for like 10 seconds. Like literally Cloud9 have like 10 seconds, and then like they get the rest of this time. But that's just an example of like Optic on the like the P5 side, and now we got more. Now I want to show you an example of what happens when teams actually do play it right, and then we're just gonna go right into Optic just pretty much taking away like the rest of the game here. But it's all emphasis on like this side of the map, like the important side of the map. So Cloud9 actually do play this pretty well for the most part. They kind of made a mistake here. So like after Cramp got this kill, I thought Cramp actually should have got lost because all of his fucking teammates now are just gone. He should have just got lost on this spawn. But instead he just like does that. I was like, fuck, whatever, I don't know what's going on there. But then you're gonna see how now Cloud9 puts emphasis on this P5 side and what happens when you just basically counter exactly what Optic's doing. So now you see Gwyn, he goes to close like the door, but he gets great timing on him. And you can even see the emphasis from Optic. Shotzzy was like inside P1. Immediately that kill went down, wraps back around L like, to go back, and he's like playing a corner here. So now Hook off spawn pretty much thinks Shotzzy probably has this handled. Like Shotzzy probably calm, like I'm in a corner, I'm just like playing my life. So Hook actually goes to help Merc on the hill, like just to get trades off the hill, and then perhaps like push through, and that probably leaves an opening for Shotzzy, but they didn't expect someone to go looking for Shotzi. Like they get Shotzi, by then Hook's already kind of like committed to the P1, and then like they kind of just get trades here on Optic. And like just take a look what happens when like Optic has to like fight from this side as opposed to just having free access like to this side. Like you could pretty much trade them out. It's easier to control. You're gonna see Dante pick up the like the Burger Street. Like you see Smart pick it up first, Blue Street. Then you're gonna see Dante run back. You have number 1 like right beside P5. Look how they're doubling it up. Like they got crossfires going there. You just control outside. Like they can't do anything. Like they're like it's actually like not that hard to take control. It's not that hard to control the game against Optic as long as you have control like the P5 side. It's way harder for Optic to actually take control from the Burger side. Like the Burger side's pretty easy. I mean, there are people that slip through it, but you're gonna see Cloud9 actually just like fry him and constantly trade him. They actually could have got all this time, but like Spart here for some reason. I mean, I don't know why, but all he has to do is fucking reload his AR and play his life, and they actually get like the rest of this time. Like they could have got all this time, and they would have been at 153. Okay, they could have been at 153 to 164. But take a look what Spart does. Just sprints out with the pistol for no reason, and it dies, and it literally leaves an opening for Optic, and Optic actually pretty much gets the rest of the scrap time, and they kind of like trap Cloud9 on this side. I don't know why players play like that. Like players don't know how to punish other players anymore. I don't know why. Like just like such a lack of discipline, honestly, when like a lot of people play hardpoint. But secure time, bro, because it really helps. Like securing time really does help. And so leading into the rest of this game, I kind of want to point out why Optic's even going for the scrap time here. So Cloud9 has So Cloud9 was on this time. You obviously saw Spart troll, and then Optic gets control of it. The reason why Optic keeps flooding this scrap time, I'll explain to you. This is one of the very few hills where hitting scrap time is very important actually for success. So as long as you're hitting scrap time and your team's like on the side of spawning out, so Optic's team is on the team that's spawning out, so you're essentially already blocking that spawn. Like Cloud9 is not going to spawn across the map because P2 is still active. Optic doesn't have anyone in the back. They're just constantly hitting this from the front. The reason why hitting this from the front is so important and the scrap time is because you keep them spawning back there. They're not going to flip out, and you actually control this side, because if, like, let's say you just left Cloud9 here, like, to get the rest of the scrap time, right off that scrap time, Cloud9 is going to start flooding back here. But if you're Optic and you keep throwing numbers at this and you get control of P2 as they're all spawning in the back, and you see the players on your team, or like, you know, the players on your team are going to run back to block that spawn, Cloud9 is going to keep spawning back there. And you eliminating these guys on P2 eliminates an immediate route to try to like go down the 18 side, the P5 side to flip. All this is all about control of P5 side. The reason why they're hitting this shit on old. That's literally the only reason. You're going to see how it's so successful. Look, they're just playing for kills. And look, they run back to block. Makes all Cloud9 spawn here. And then if they want to try, then they have to go all the way around. But you're going to see the emphasis that they have on this side. There was a point where Cloud9 was causing some issues on this side, so like right here. But Cloud9, I mean, not really taking a page out of anyone's book. Like, they had an opening right here to actually like really fuck up Optic. Like, after number one gets these kills, he should just be lost in the sauce on this side. That would take at least 2 players from Optic out of the play, which would free up the rest of your team to just collapse on fuck number 6 on the hill, who has number 5 in the back, but he's so far in the back you could honestly fuck take this guy out. But instead of Gwyn taking that opportunity to go get lost, he's like playing for shots. He just has to get him off. But 3's already right there. Like, you could just kind of lead that up to 3, but instead he decides to go for it. He just like dies in the street, eliminates like that route. So now number 7's like, oh, okay, fuck, I ain't gotta like fucking look for anyone anymore. And you're gonna see how Optic plays this so extremely well. So like Optic gets these kills, and you're gonna see like the shift in their formation, which I thought was great here. So like after they get the last kill, now they know they're gonna have all Cloud9 just spawning back Burger. There's 25 seconds left. Cloud9's going to be forced to have to take routes. Cloud9's not going to try to hit this shit from the front, all of them, because if you die, you're just going to get sent right back. They have to start trying to take control of this. You're going to see this shift information from OpTic, and it looks beautiful on the mini-map. So you see now one guy's on the hill. You start seeing how they shift over to the left now. Everyone starts shifting over to the left. The guy on the hill, this guy's going back to block just to secure. Number 7 shifted all the way over to the left. This guy's just hard watching the street. And he could also like peek in there. He actually ends up dying, but literally everything that number 7's doing is all you really need on this fucking side. He's basically stopping everyone. He's kind of in P1. He's getting lost, so like he knows there's a chance that a guy got by. Immediately number 5 going all the way around to go pick it up. Look, they're even looking for it because he was getting all those kills, but he's like, I wasn't watching that side. They communicated it. They got that guy out of there, and they basically like literally pretty much almost all the time there, and then that's pretty much done at that point. They're up like fucking 90, and that's how they close out that map against Cloud9. Yeah, just emphasis on the P5 side. If teams just put more, and I thought a team like Miami would be really good at that with Real and like Rancor and Super. I thought they'd be really good at that P5 side, but like I don't think it was in their game plan, to be honest. But yeah. Now it's the LA Thieves game, and I'm basically going to play through this whole entire first rotation because I think LA Thieves did as good as a job as you could do against OpTic on this whole first rotation. The way that they controlled the P5 side, and you're going to see like the success that they had and what the score was after a full rotation of hills. And even when it got sloppy at times, the way that they recovered that side, constantly kept track of it. Sometimes they got caught off, but easily recovered, and that's what you got to do. If they just did that for a whole other rotation, like they literally would have won the game. But that's the caveat. You need to do it all game. Otherwise, you're not going to beat this team because they are relentless when it comes to that side. So you can even see Hydra like right now, so whatever, like they have control kind of. He ran through blue, who kind of gave it up, but he doesn't know Hydra's already through. Hydra now has control of that side, and he's literally kind of just playing the side, shoots some people in the back in blue, gets another one in blue, and like they're kind of just over challenge kind of, but you can see they have control of the side, like they're trading. Now number 2, you can see number 2 now going for this side, but you can see everybody flooding like that side now. And this is where OpTic actually like made the play and got through because LA Thieves left that shit wide open. Like I don't think Scrap needs to be here by blue when he has like number 7 right there. Like he should usually just go back and pick up that side. And that's not the last time we're gonna talk about Scrap, but in this game. So you can see OpTic makes it through. Lane number 2 gets the kill. You can see now they're just playing for him. Lane number 6 behind the dumpster, but you can see that one kill opens up everything. Merc's able to get through now. That one kill opened up everything. But look at the quick recovery from LA Thieves. All back now flooding. Merc tries to go for the kill, gets the kill, and then right here he's one shot. If he gets his kill, like they actually get control of it, but gets turned on because he only had 30 HP. He gets that kill. LA Thieves spawns out. Probably should have. That's like probably like one small flaw in his game is he likes to chow some things when he's like 30 HP, 20 HP, just like regain the health. But I mean, in another scenario, like another person's probably not going to kill him, but it was like Scrap got the reaction time, and now you can see like OpTic can't play like the exits off of the P2 like they normally do, because you can see 100 Thieves just controlling it the whole time. You can see they got 2 guys on it. They got one guy on the burger route because the burger route's not that important like halfway into the hill anymore, because nobody wants the back spawns at the last half of P2. Like you only want them for like the beginning. If you're holding it, and if you're holding it the whole time, it is what it is. But then like you literally give it up at the end. But as you can see here, so like they basically control that whole side. They got the trades. You can see how literally number 8's playing for this. You're gonna see they get multiple back-to-back 4 downs. I'll show you where like they kind of F up a little bit, where they could add a cleaner hold. You can see Ghosty just on top of the 18 controlling this side. OpTic can't take any routes. They're useless. Now flip them all in the back of P2. 100 Thieves just toying with them. This is absolutely fucking phenomenal from LA Thieves. Like just absolutely phenomenal. They're just absolutely destroying them. Like had them in the absolute blender here. And you can even see Scrap controlling this side. But like I said, you need to actually, like, there's always going to be more than one when it comes to op. There's always going to be more than one all the time. Usually the hill, for the most part, is left up to, like, Dashy and Merc. But when they actually do find success and get through, that's when you see, like, Hook or Shotzi, whoever didn't get through, actually, like, help sometimes. But for the most part, it's always, like, the ARs on the street playing for P3, and you can see. So I don't know why I even, like, talked about, so I was gonna make a screenshot and post it on Twitter, but I forgot. You already have this guy looking at the street. You have Six, who's also helping on the street, but can look at that. You essentially just have to watch that side. And I know he just got a kill there. He's going back to help, but LA Thieves was not in immediate danger at all. They were not in any immediate danger for him to have to go backtrack and help on this side that everyone's watching. That's what number 6 is for. They didn't need any extra persons. So number 1 was actually able to make it through. They could have actually just burned them. They could have been up 100-21, and this shit probably would have been over. But look what happens. So number 1 sneaks by. He gets that kill. Now number 7 has no help on the hill. He has no crossfire. Obviously 8's right there. But these crossfires are way more effective than that, because that one you can only watch the door, but this one you have the lane and everything, and you basically shoot them before, like, they get to them. Like right now, Shotzi slides through. Imagine if number 6 is there, tags them, boom, that's an easy trade. And, like, they have, like, control, and then if, like, number 4 comes through, like, they trade him as well. But number 1 getting that 1 kill opened up the hill for OpTic, and it kind of left 100 Thieves in a little bit of a scramble-ish. Like, they actually could have held this hill, but now you see OpTic on it, and now he, like, sort of overtells the Burger Street. Doesn't really need to. Probably could have played a more guarantee, and just that small kill now opened up this side. But 100 Thieves recovery, very good, very good. Like, you're gonna see OpTic giving them a lot of trouble. Like, Shotzi tries to take that route, but then he cuts inner. He probably should have stayed outer maybe, but you can just see they're constantly causing Envoy gets a big 2 right here, and you can see immediately, like, the next person, Hook's already fucking flooding down. Granted, at this time it's more normal because it's, like, right at the end of the hill. But 100 Thieves holding strong this whole time. They're holding strong this whole time. You can see they got 2 guys on it. They got 2 guys on it. They have this guy helping on the street. This is a great setup from 100 Thieves, like, great setup. But you got Dashy watching over Hook. They slide. Fuck, Dashy gets that guy from afar. And this is where it really opened up. 100 Thieves actually could have held this whole time. They could have been up 130. Like, they could have got the rest of this 50. But this is terrible timing from number 7. I think he felt like he had to go help, but, like, 8 and 5 didn't really. I mean, they definitely probably called out multiple people on the street for sure, but he was not in any immediate. Like, I don't think they needed help. I don't think they screamed for help. And he just got the worst timing. He looks for one more second. If he gets fuck number 3, like, they basically, like, have this shit pretty much. But, like, look, he turns. Right when he turns, Merc walks right through, gets us 2 off the hill. But look at the recovery instantly, like, scrap in, like, the back, Hydra there. Like, they're able to get some kills, we just get traded. So 100 Thieves, like, survived that too. Like, a lot of other teams probably would have crumbled at that, but 100 Thieves actually survived that. So pretty much for, like, as far as first rotations go, I mean, like, we still have the P5 to go through, but this game isn't about P5s, it's about the at side. But P5 is honestly not that hard. I could make a separate video about, like, all their P5s. Like, there were some P5s where they got a lot of time, but I don't think it was, like, the catalyst for the other team losing. I think it was more the P2s and the P4s, because there's a lot of times OpTic would be down in games, and a P2 and a P4 would just get them right back into it. That's why I thought they took way more emphasis of importance than like these P5s. Like, you can even see, like, OpTic gets some time, but 100 Thieves also get some time. So at the end of this rotation, 134 to 93, pretty good as far as it goes. Pretty good as far as it goes. If you double it, you know, if you double it, it's like, actually, if you double it, like, they fucking win. If you double it, they win, and they're already, yeah. So I mean, yeah, there you go. As far as first rotations go, like, that's fucking good. So yeah, and now we're gonna get into the rest of the stuff. It's a good first rotation, but on the second rotation, just some cracks slip through, you know, just some cracks. Now the second half of the Thieves game, because, like, pretty much I could pretty much lead through the rest of this game. So I pointed this out on stream when I was breaking down this game. I was actually going to upload that video, but I'm basically going through the whole entire game again. Ghosty going up in this burger spot, this is just like a side note, absolutely terrible. This is like the worst spot to go. Like, I don't need, like, this is like for pubs. Like, you cannot be up there. Like, I just have to point that out. You cannot be up there. You are essentially hard costing in that spot. I'm not gonna lie. You are essentially hard costing. But yeah. So I just want to point out, back to this P5 side. You could see a number 1 sticks through. Granted, like, it didn't really matter. It was more fucking ghosty. You could fucking ghosty over there just on that side. But you could see Optic flips. Like, they get control of the P5 side. LA Thieves spawning out, and you're gonna see how this plays out right here. So right now, LA Thieves got 3 guys on the street, but you're gonna see they got 3 guys on the street, but eventually Optic kind of like leaves the rest of them because they're like, oh fuck, there's probably guys snuck through on P5 side, because they know how important P5 side is. So you can see like they're litigating some crossfires. They only got like 1 kill, and look, you only got 1 kill, and now you can see backtracking. Number 2 backtracks, number 1 backtracks, because they knew a guy would sneak by. They get that guy, and then like you have a person obviously playing exits on the street, but they got control of the P5 side. And once Optic gets this hill, you're most likely never getting it back. So you need to get it in the first place. You need to get it in the first place. You could just see like Optic does not give up this hill at all. They just do not give it up. Do not give it up. And this is how they got back in the game. Like, off of this P2. And you're going to see like the next P4 as well. And I want to point out how masterful Optic played this. And like, if you're trying to get better with your team, it's like things like this you need to work on. These are things you're only going to see at the pro level. You don't see them at any other level, because I don't even think teams are capable of even thinking about the game like that, because so many players, like, everyone's always asking me how to get better. How do I get better? How do I get better? Da, 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 da. Bro, watch the mini-map. People don't like watching the mini-map. If you're a player striving to become a pro player, anything like that, you need to watch the mini-maps. You need to actually see what people are doing. You need to know where people are, when people spawn where. All that stuff helps your game instantly. Knowing where people spawn. I see a lot of people just playing just to play, but knowing where people spawn, when you know where your team is at certain points, that's the stuff that separates like the top players from everyone else. Like, they just know the game on a different level, because it's things like this. VOD review. Why do you think people do VOD review? Super important. Watch arrows when people are at certain times, when the hills popped on this hill and that hill, when the hill's neutral. You can learn so much. But it's like the one that it's like, as a person, how do you get smart? How do I broaden my vocabulary? You have to read. Nobody likes to read. No one wants to read, you know? But like, that's how you get smart, you know? It's like, how do I get better at soccer? You gotta fucking play. You gotta train. You gotta practice. This stuff is like the exact same in this game. So you're gonna see right here. So Optic holding the spawns basically the whole entire time. LA Thieves couldn't find a way through. 100 Thieves, whatever you want to say. But take a look at how in one quick moment Optic flip the spawns, and they get 100 Thieves in the back. You could see now instantly right now. So like, after like they get these kills, look at number 4, look at number 1. Immediately they start pushing up. 3 pushes up. Now look where 100 Thieves spawns. Now 100 Thieves are fighting from the backside now. Optic held the hill the whole time. They got what they want out of it. They milked the fucking udders out of this hill. And now they just said, here, 100 Thieves, have the shit spawns now. Have the shit spawns. They're all yours now. And take a look at that. I have to point this out. So now they give up this whole side. They know there's probably still some people off spawn, which is great, because this is the stuff that you know when you're playing at the highest level. Like, they know there were some people that spawned out when they had control of the hill, but when they flip, there's also going to be people spawning in the back. So what this does, when you're blocking the back and there's also people occupying this area, you're blocking basically every point of spawn on this P2. So now he gets a far out spawn. And at this moment, with 9 seconds left, this is a spawn you would actually want at this point in time. So this is just like incredible gameplay. I don't even know what else to tell you. This is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, just like the control that they have sometimes is absolutely phenomenal. And you're gonna see Shotzi gets lost, and you're going to see 100 Thieves actually do get control of this at some point in time, but you're going to see the relentless effort from OpTic to get this spawn back. So you can see number 2 getting lost. They're looking for him. Meanwhile, at P3, you can see all the shit going down on P3, but no one's really getting any time. Lady number 4 is playing fucking exits on the hill, which is great. You see Shotzi's playing alive, but what he does in this process now is him staying alive back here. He wins the spawn for number 3. You're going to see the importance that this plays. So now 100 Thieves so occupied on now like this last guy, but look who's already off spawn going to help again. Look, so they get him off, but like this is where you always have to keep track of it. Like everything happens so fast, 100 Thieves could not keep track. They just got Shotzi. They just got this guy. They're thinking that they probably have a chance to reset, but there's already another guy. Already another guy there. Relentless pressure. You're going to see who gets the kill. All of a sudden, 5 and 8 are like, wait, what the fuck? Oh my god, yo, what's going on? And you're going to see what happens. This is exactly like my tweet. This is where I made the tweet from, is this right here. So you're going to see. So the relentless pressure, and now look what it does. Now number 6 and number 8, eyes off of this. Eyes off of this. And you're going to see now the collapse OpTic has. Because now look, they give up so much on this. They leave number 5 all by himself. They just fucking push this little stupid fucker. And they kill him. And now look, they get number 1 out the back. But look, in doing that, you give up all the space on the street. And you're going to see OpTic right here, how they're able to get these kills. They just shit on the street, and they get control of this P4. And this is where it's curtains at this point. This is where it's curtains at this point. Hook, I already talked about this one in my stream, but you can see it just over from here. OpTic gets control of these fucking money hills, and they don't give that shit up. P2, a lot more than P4, but you can see here, like, they just pretty much soak the rest of this hill. And pretty much over from here. It could go into the P5. P5 is like very mixy, but you can see they just like slam them. Little fucking shots. He gets the 4-piece. Shitters get 4, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, masterclass gameplay from OpTic. But in this game, LA Thieves played it very well. They just had like one more thing to overcome, one more flank, and they would have won. One more flank. They were doing such a good job. I mean, like, they kind of gave up like the P2 as well. Like, if they're just tighter on like the second half, like, they pretty much played a good game, or a good map. But just like the last P2, the last P4 costed them. After watching it over again, they did the best job up until the very end. Like, it was just one thing at the end, but there were some small things throughout the game that we're gonna skim through. OpTic won, but I'm gonna go through some small things that probably could have been tightened up, and they would have maybe had like a better lead. So unlike this P1, like, they didn't take any routes at all. They were basically trying to hit this hill. Like, they tried going through Burger, but nobody attempted trying to go through the P5 side at all. And you're just gonna see how easy it was for OpTic like to deal with it. Yeah, number 6 gets a kill, but like it puts you right back in like the middle of the map, and it kind of made it easy like for OpTic. Even that guy's hand on his head, like, why is Miami not taking any routes? Like, I don't get it. But you're gonna see how if OpTic just kept emphasis on the P5 side, then they actually still could have held the hill even regardless of the guy making it through Burger. So Dashy dies on the Burger Street, and usually OpTic have like people doubling up the P5 side, but I think number 2 is sort of conflicted on if he should go help or if he should just help P5 side. Realistically, they probably should have just left it up to number 3 to watch it, and 2 and 1 focus on the front. And the reason why I think they should have focused on the front is because after Miami gets a kill in the back, it would basically tell you that the rest of Miami is going to take the opportunity, the other people that aren't on the Burger side, to just flood the hill. Since they got the 1 kill in the back, they have to move as fast as possible to try to flip the spawns. If you take your time, OpTic's just going to keep spawning in the back, like on like the dumpster in there, which is covered by the line. So yeah, they would take this initiative to go fast, which would actually make sense to just like number 2 stay and help number 1, because they'll just be flying through the front after like they got the kill over there, which is easy kills. You get those kills, then all of a sudden you guys could turn around and deal with that guy while his teammates spawn out, and by the time you deal with that guy, you already have control of the back, and by the time they come back, you already have control of it. So You can see they give up the important P5 side, and Miami's able to use that because now it takes people away from that. And you're going to see Miami's able to take control of this. So Miami actually played pretty good this whole time. They had pretty much control this whole entire game. OpTic was basically fighting from behind. Pretty much almost like this whole game. Even though right now they have the lead, but it really doesn't matter. So there's actually a fucking miscomm there, which OpTic actually would have had control of. So right here, Kyler was straight up calling this guy out, and then he says he's aping. But I think Merc didn't register that meant he's aping me. Like, who literally telegraphed this whole guy. Like, he's right here. Okay, he's aping. Merc doesn't help him, and I think that's what happened. So I'm gonna play this.
Oh, I'm in hole. He's on me hole. He's aping.
Metal settled.
I don't see him.
What's in blue? First guy's blue.
He said he's on me hole. He's aping. Merc's like, I don't see him. But like that whole call was actually kind of bad because he said hole, which is like way further back. He didn't call out like on P1. He could have said on P1, but he said hole. But yeah.
Aping. Right, I made it. Yeah, he's on me hole.
He said on me hole, but I mean Merc, like I think Merc like thought he was like, yeah.
He's on me hole. He's still there. He's aping.
Metal settled.
Like Merc like went to go check hole. Like who could have said P1?
I don't see him.
What's in blue? First guy's blue.
Watch out mid.
But like that kind of opened it up. So now I'm gonna like mute this back. And then like a number 4 also just like dies P5 on that chow. And you're gonna see, so like Miami's doing a very good job basically mimicking what OpTic does with just flooding this side over and over again. OpTic constantly having to control this while Miami's soaking the time. And you've seen number 3 trying to make plays on that, but they have control of it. Like Miami's always like the team that actually does their homework. My bad for saying they didn't do their homework. My bad. They were just like one, honestly, like rotation off of fucking winning this game. But I think Miami's coaching staff is actually great because usually when Miami have like big games, they usually, you could tell with the way they play, they're hard countering the team that they're playing against. They're hard countering their play style, but their only issue is like in the clutch sometimes they just do not deliver in the clutch. But basically gonna play it from here to the rest of the game because I just need to show you how smart Miami was. And they were doing really good just like maintaining OpTic from like really taking a stranglehold on the game. Like I thought they were holding them back very well. And there's a point in this, like we're gonna get like 2-3 minutes into this part, and you're gonna see Miami definitely did their homework from this one play. You're gonna see this one play. It highlights something that we just talked about like 10 minutes earlier, and you're gonna see. So this is the importance of like doing your homework. So we're just gonna emphasize like the battle for like this P5 side. So like right now we're looking at number 2 off the spawn. Like notice how he's like playing for like this side. He's not even focused on the hill. He goes on that side, hops on the crate, gets a kill. Doesn't really overcommit yet. But I didn't really like this route that he took. He should have just wrapped back, but instead he wrapped back around L, like, and then he dies there. I don't know even why he did that. That was like really dumb. But number 1's already there, gets a kill. Now number 1 goes back. I feel like number 1 probably should have went back, but it really didn't matter because they got Real. And now you could see Miami knows, like, OpTic always plays for this side. Number 6 was like one of the smartest people this whole game, but I'll try not to go through this whole game, of knowing when there was like that gap left open to go and pick it up. And he was always like on the lookout. And this is like a perfect example, like backtracks, and now he's just playing for this the whole time. But you're gonna see how OpTic's able to get through from this P5 side. So like there's Shotzi playing his life, and here's the heads up play from Shotzi. It's plays like this that like he does where it's just like nobody else is fucking doing this. Like this is why who he is. This is why he's a quote unquote superstar. So he throws a nade at him. So he knows when Metals throws that nade, that's his opportunity to actually move forward. Like, because he's going to throw that nade and go behind cover. So he uses that nade to push forward, and look, he slides right on the car. And Metals doesn't notice his leg because he's like hard aiming that shit. He thinks he's still behind there, so he used that nade as a decoy to push up on the car, and you can see number 6 even thinks he's not there because his teammate's right there. So why would a guy be right on the car when my teammate's right there? So he's thinking that guy's like not even there. Shotzi sneaks through. They get the kill on number 5 because number 5 is trying to look for Shotzi. Shotzi sneaks through, pops that guy, turns around, 360s that guy. Like, just fuck shits on that guy. And they get control. But OpTic, this is like the first time OpTic does not milk this P2, actually. Because usually when OpTic gets control, you could expect this score to go to at least 150. But Miami, very good team like Ultra sometimes, playing for scams and being able to read pinches. Miami's a very smart team on that. They're very smart at reading pinches. So you're going to see right here, like, number 1 just tries to run right through. Probably could have taken his time. That was kill number 1. Notice how they aren't, like, flooding the hill right away because they know Shotzi just got a kill down there. He's probably going to be on a pinch as well because they know where Hook died. They know, like, Shotzi's going to be somewhere around another pinch. And then they get the other pincher, and that's when they collapse on the hill. So that was great plays on Miami. And then they get control of the hill. And, yeah. So now this is the play I really want to highlight out of Miami. So we talk about OpTic always hitting scrap time because they want to hit scrap time so they could get the team spawning. So they could get the team spawning back there. Like they hit old to get all the kills because they don't want anyone. They don't want to just give up this space on P2. Like they don't want to just die. Okay, rotate to P3 because that's what like a lot of like novice players do. They just die. Okay, just rotate to P3. They want to control this P5 side. They want to control it the whole time. So they hit old all the time. That way nobody can pass by. They know there's no unknown variables. They get the kills around here, get them spawning over here, and then get control. And then if they want to take routes, they pretty much have good control of the area to be able to maintain that side of the map. But take a look at Miami. So Miami knows OpTic loves to flood the hill. So notice all these like fights are going down, OpTic's flooding. Number 7 doesn't even help his teammate. Look at him. Literally number 7 doesn't help his teammate. Even number 6 is like sort of helping, but look at number 7. Doesn't even bother helping. He's just gone. Gives number 5 that spawn now. Gives number 5 that spawn. Because now OpTic's everywhere, so like that's a spawn you could actually get. But number 5 dies, and like they made a good job getting out. I thought it was a heads up play to Miami, but OpTic read it because I want you to take a look at the arrows right here. And this is why communication is also very, very important. So Rancor makes a heads up play getting out. But look, the second number 1 gets that spawn. I know Hook always calls out where he spawns, very clear in the comms. Look at Dashy immediately. The second number 1 says, I spawned in the back. Because if Miami was still controlling the area, they would still be getting back spawns. OpTic would be spawning out. Hook says, I spawn out. Look at the arrows now. Look at the arrows. You're even going to see number 3s here too. Look. Backtrack. Everyone backtracking, looking. And that's where number 3 gets this kill. They knew Hook spawned there. Everybody immediately. Fuck, we got to go deal with this. Fuck, Dashy sees him on the car. They're finessing. Slides backwards. Shits on Rancor. And now you're going to see how this plays out right here. So I thought Super here also could have like snuck by as well, but he ended up just camping a corner. He definitely should have flooded right there. I know Dash was waiting for it, but by the time Super gets in the back there, he probably could have got that kill and just flipped the spawns. So that's definitely something they could have taken out of OpTic's book, but instead he like goes to like Chow P3, which I thought was a big mistake. Even when I watched it live, I was like, fuck, he should have just kept going. He had open reigns here to just like go through. He had all this time. Look, all this time, just free, open 1v1 on the map to just go through and take that shell. Even could have went through the building. Literally went through, got through. He literally could have cut in and like did something. Probably caught a good timing, but it's not what happened. So instead, Super gets a kill, but then he gets traded. And now you're gonna see how this plays out. So like now number 5 also trying to work this as well, but he's like popping a guy on the hill. But now like they know he's there. But take a look how fucking Metals plays this. Like hard aims on the door because you know someone's gonna come looking for him. Like Miami's like so smart. But now take a look at shots you have spawn, and this is where, you know, just over and over again having to constantly deal with this. It's just at a time you just don't expect it. Now number 2 off spawn. Take a look at number 2. So we're going to watch number 2. Obviously, number 1 and number 2 are going together. Shotzi slices him like a sandwich. And look at Shotzi going through. Look at Shotzi going through. Number 5 knows he's around here, but look at the gap that he finds through. Goes right through the door. Finds his way through. Look, cuts right through. And gets the guy off the hill. And that's what opened it up. And then number 5's like, oh, shit. Pops it too. And that's where Miami, like, just that one more thing if they got Shotzi. But number 5, I felt like number 5, just with the way the timing was, he was back here for a while. And, like, Shotzi, like, sliced that guy pretty early, too. So, like, you can even see. Look at Super Fall. He was. Look at him. He got so skilled. I didn't even see that. Look at him. He's like, oh my god. He's like, oh shit. Because he's going around the corner. Just gets sliced out of nowhere. And then look at Shotzi find the gap. I thought number 5 should have just played it a bit more safe. Because unless he was like instantly going to look right when that death happened. Like instantly going to look. So like right when Shotzi gets that kill. Him pushing up. But he was still blocking the spawn for his teammate. To make sure that he got that spawn. So that's why he was like sitting back there. So this timing from him is just like bad. Like he should have just like stayed back there if anything. And just like played for them to actually push up on it. But Chelsea found the gap through. And you're going to see they find the gap and look at the score go up. Look at the score go up. Look at all the points they get from this. So much points. Then obviously P5s are P5s. I mean, I'm not here to go through P5s, but that was big time that if Miami got, they probably win. But now OpTic ended up winning. This P5 is just very mixed. I can make a whole other video about P5s, but just off of that, like that was just a big like 50-point swing, dude. Big 50-point swing. You throw that in Miami's, like Miami fucking win the map. So Miami probably played the best out of every team. You could tell they did their homework. There's a lot of times they didn't get caught in situations. Like, OpTic doesn't play this map as extravagant. OpTic's a very good team at punishing you and flipping and manipulating spawns. Like, they're very good at spawn manipulation coordination. Like, I know it's a mouthful. Spawn manipulation coordination. Like, it makes sense when you say it slower. They're good at manipulating spawns, but coordinating when they do it and getting everyone in just, like, the hellhole that they like to just slay out of. But I thought Miami played this as good as you could play. Just one gap they left through. The P2, there was one P2 where Shotzi made it through. That was just, like, an individual moment of brilliance that if it was any other team, probably doesn't happen. So Miami did play the best at every team. Just one gap with that number 5 just like allowed him to sneak through. He should have known the timing was off because Shotzi was just gonna run right through. Shotzi wasn't gonna waste any time. But that's kudos on Shotzi. I mean, that's why he's a fuck difference maker. Just plays like that could just switch the game. That 50-point swing, Miami holds that, and you know who knows what fuck would have happened. Who knows what would have happened? They would have won 3-1. You know, they could have won the control too. That's a different story. But then you're gonna see Miami, or you're gonna see Vancouver. Didn't really put up as much as a fight in the end, to be honest. On the rewind, definitely could have played theirs a lot better. Okay, so now Vancouver game. So we're gonna go through like the first. We're gonna go through the first break on this P5 side, and I mean this is just highlighted by Shotzi brilliance. But I mean, at this point in time, don't really need to be going for scrap time. Just kind of need to like secure this side, but it's all good. But that's actually, I mean, it's not really all good, is it? It's not really all good. But you could see, I can even highlight like the route that like a number 5 takes. So originally, when Vancouver had control of this, like you see Neptune trying to go on a pinch, who kind of just like runs around him, goes behind him. Gets the other guy, knows Neptune's there, sees him come through the hole, chows him, gets him, and look at this, the way that they collapse on this P5 side. So Hook instantly hops off the hill. He's already thinking about priorities. 16 seconds left. Let's go get P2. As he's doing that, Shotzi going around the P5 side, which number 4 leaves open to go chow old. Big mistake. Just let them have 14 seconds. Like, you'll survive. Just secure P2. But then Hook dies. But look, Shotzi gets his kill. Take a look how crazy this kill looks. So he gets his kill, hops out, slides back, gets that kill. And you can see the whole time he's like swapping weapons as well. Like, It looks so crazy when you watch this over and over again. Like, the movement is just fucking insane. And then he, like, throws a stun after, too. Like, look. Slides. Jumps. Slides back. Throws a stun. Like, dude, he looks like a superhero on the map. Looks like an absolute superhero. Like, look at that. And then OpTic pretty much get this. So right now they're at 18. You're going to see how much points that they get from this. They go from 18 all the way to pretty much 58. That's like 41 seconds, 42, 43 seconds off of P2, just from that P5 side. So, I mean, that's like, I think, number one. So you can see Vancouver kind of knew to an extent that OpTic likes to rotate off the P2 and hit this P5 lane. But I'm wondering what kind of, like, paper, like, have you ever seen that meme of, like, that paper lock on, like, a metal door? Just to show, like, the lack of security around something. Like, what is this? Like, how is this? Look, this guy literally, Hook, just walks right through the window. Look, they're watching it, too. Like, this guy's got that lane. He's watching that lane. But look, he just walks right in the middle of both of them. Shoots that guy like nothing. Gets by. And here's the worst part. Nasty sees him go by, and I listened to the Nasty podcast with D-Real, and it was actually on this map, but it was like as P4's pop, where he said, I was in the middle of a gunfight with Shotzi, then all of a sudden he just fucking leaves me and goes spawn kills two of my teammates. I mean, it was like a great play. And I think he was like, I'm not looking for anyone anymore, and he just said, fuck this guy, I'm just leaving him. But like, he knew Five was there and he left him, and it's like he didn't even communicate to his teammates because nobody turns around. Look, like, nobody's even looking. No one's even looking. He's just like walking right behind them, and now number one's kind of like, but like, doesn't really know what's going on. He actually ends up dying here. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And OpTic gets P4, but they actually don't get all the time, but they do get a good chunk of time before Vancouver's able to break it. But I was just like, what are they doing? What are they actually doing? So I'm just gonna kind of skim through the rest of the game. I'm gonna try to keep emphasis on like this like P5 side, because at the very end, the last thing we go through is where, you know, that P5 actually, it's like just like some karma shit. It's actually crazy. But so on this P1 here, I mean, after they got 4 down, this has almost nothing to do with like the P5 side, but you're gonna see how they're able to flood it, like, because of it. Actually, it does have something to do with it, kind of. So like, they basically get 3 down. The hill is over. P2's about to pop. I don't know why 04 is pushing forward. He should be going backwards. Like, he should be going backwards. All of OpTic's gonna be off spawn. This is your chance to like go bookshelf or something, play a ratty corner, and like actually get some kills and secure the time. But him just flying up like an absolute idiot, no offense, and then a booze on this street is like another thing. But this has nothing to do with the P5 thing. But just like knee slides, just shimmies to like the right, and then slides on him. A boozer should have backed out of that. And you just see how they're able to just like flood right through the front. Like, P5 is just open because 04 kind of overchild instead of just like going to control it. And then they're able to flood through. And then we're basically going to go through the rest of the game, because OpTic, I think OpTic got overconfident after, because like they have such a big lead. They're like, we're playing Vancouver. We've literally body slammed them every single time. We pretty much body slam every single time, but actually I want to point this out real quick. It's like the second last thing before I skim through the rest of the game. So OpTic pretty much doing the exact same thing that they did last time, where I talked about their masterful spawn manipulation coordination. So they're basically trying to do it right now, but they have to do it slowly, so they're progressively doing it. So now, like, they get a kill, now they flip one guy. You could see everyone moving up. You see number 7 start to move up to guarantee that guy's gonna spawn out. You see how they spawn manipulate, and I don't know why Vancouver didn't calm this, but the second number 2 spawns there, that should give number 3 all the emphasis that that's a spawn, or even like to run back to block it. But he doesn't run back to block it, and he kind of thinks he spawns over there, but he actually spawned behind him, gets a free kill. OpTic now control this lane. But OpTic actually kind of like scam. Vancouver's kind of able like to come back. They're kind of over-challenged a bit, not playing as disciplined. Vancouver's able to just like break through. We're gonna get through this. So So Vancouver breaks him to the front, and now I want to like get into where at the end of the game the P5 lane actually came back to haunt Nasty. So obviously this P5 is mixy. Vancouver's starting to play clutch. They're now able to like control this P1. And now take a look at this. With 17 seconds left, once again 0-4, kind of a little bit crazy on the overchild, but it is what it is. But I'm going to highlight Nasty and Shotzi. So Shotzi pretty much reads as a person watching this. So this cannot go unnoticed because this is something you'll only know if like you go back and you really watch. So he's probably aware that Nasty's like playing like the car spot, and take a look at what fuck Shotzi does, because Nasty's watching this doorway the whole time on the P5 lane. But look, so number 5 Chals, I'm not sure if that kind of like shakes Nasty away, but Shotzi actually slides like right under him, or either that or fucking Nasty hops right off. I'm pretty sure actually Nasty just hops right off. I think they use like number 5 as a decoy to like fucking tag him. And look, Shotzi slips right through, and Nasty's thinking he's doing a good job because he didn't do it last time and he paid for it, of watching the P5. But Shotzi slipped through. He gets number 2. Optic playing 4D chess, just plays for the scrap time. Now all of a sudden Vancouver just kind of have to run for this, and it's fucking too late. So that's just a heads up play. Like, that's a heads up play, and that's SMG duo fucking teamwork right there. Teamwork right there. So like they know there's gonna be a guy watching this. So look at number 5, number 6 go together. Shotzi goes to like the right side, so if there is a guy there, he doesn't see both of them. So that's also a heads up play. Hook goes wide, he goes to the right. Hook chows him, puts some shots in him. I think Nasty kind of backs up off the car a bit, and that's when Shotzi slides right through, and Nasty completely misses him, and they just leave him alone. They just go to pepper him and distract him, and then they just go back to P1. Like, that is SMG duo shit right there. And then Nasty's like, wait, what? What the heck? I already know Nasty's in hell, dude. This guy Shotzi's been terrorizing him for like the second half of the season with like some of the shit he's been doing to him. But that's Optic Gaming right there. Absolutely dominating Rewind against everyone, going 4-0 on the weekend on Rewind. No teams were just able to handle them. Some teams came close. Miami came the closest. LA Thieves came second closest. That game with Vancouver was pretty close, but I think it's because Optic kind of just let their foot off the gas pedal, got a little bit overconfident. And do not get it wrong, so this whole entire video was about the P5 lane, but honestly, I've had counters in my notes on if Optic does dominate that P5 of other ways to like be able to get through and stop them. But this video is just strictly just to highlight the P5 lane, because it seemed to be a consistent thing with every single team. So kudos to Optic. They dominated the Rewind P5 lane. If only teams could counter it, like Miami almost did, but just one slip up. You can't let one slip up, or guess what? The green wall is coming in.